Today I'm filming the 2021 AMG GLS 63. Looking at the front fascia here of the GLS, this thing is bold, is in your face, it's aggressive. I do like the white exterior paint here with the gloss black trim here in the front fascia. Looking at the three-pointed Mercedes emblem there. Underneath there's a front-facing camera. There's your AMG badge. I like the Panoramic grille here. It does have this opening, a large opening to cool that bi-turbo V8 underneath the hood here. There's your Mercedes emblem here on top of the hood. I like the creases on the hood here. I do like the white exterior color with the black accents like I mentioned. Down here is going to be more openings to cool that V8 of the engine. This thing makes over 600 horsepower. There is front parking sensors. Looking at the headlights here, they're going to be adaptive headlights. They swivel. This does have an LED turn signal with an LED daytime running light with an automatic low and high beam. I want you guys to comment down below in the comment section, what do you think about the 2021 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLS 63 here? Like I mentioned, it's bold, it's in your face. It looks really nice. I do like the way it looks. Looking at these tires here, these are a 285/45 tire here in the front, and Mercedes does throw in 315s, like I mentioned, so this thing can have more of a grip because it makes over 600 horsepower. The rotors here, they're cross-drilled, they're ventilated. This does have the red caliber AMG Pacific brakes. I like the 22-spoke matte black finish wheels here. This does have adaptive suspension. There's a V8 bi-turbo plus the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, which is a really good all-wheel drive system. There's an LED sight marker here, and above, my Tesla does have a panoramic sunroof to let some light into this cabin. But making our way to the rear here of the GLS, looking at these taillights, they're going to be a full LED with an LED turn signal, with an LED reverse light, with an LED brake light, your AMG badge, the three-pointed Mercedes emblem, your GLS 63 badge there. Down here, Mercedes does throw in quad tip exhaust. There's rear parking sensors. I do like the rear diffuser back here. This is rear wiper to keep the rear glass clean. And to open up the cargo capacity, Mercedes does throw in a power lift gate. At this price point, this car stickers for over $100,000. Looking back here, Mercedes says you get 17.4 cubic feet of space. And to fold down the second row here, or third row, I'm sorry, to fold down the third row here, you press this button here, and the seats will fold down. Mercedes says you get 42.7 cubic feet of space. If you fold everything down, you get 84.7 cubic feet of space. And Mercedes does throw in some underfloor storage here, so once you lift up all your stuff there, there's actually a full spare tire. Sitting inside the interior here of the 2021 AMG GLS 63, and of course this interior is luxurious because Mercedes not do a luxury interior. Of course, you guys see my previous videos of Mercedes interiors. Honestly, I'm always impressed by them, even at this price point, which is thing stickers for over $100,000. Even with their entry-level Mercedes, they still do a nice interior. But shutting the door here, you can either slam the door or you can have it to soft close function, which Mercedes throws in. Like I mentioned, this car stickers for over $100,000, so it should have soft closing doors. But to start up the GLS here, just put your foot on the brake and press the start stop button right here. My tester has the company's 4-liter bi-turbo engine, and this thing makes over 600 horsepower, so your kids will never be late to soccer practice or any after-school activities. But looking at the materials here on the door panel, is going to be a nice leather material with some stitching, 3-person memory seat. This is how you adjust the seating controls here. There's 3-level heated and cooled seats. I do like the metal speaker cover here. This does have the Burmester sound system, which sounds pretty good. There's ambient lighting in here. I do like the matte finish wood here. There's electronic parking brake. Your headlight controls are here, dimmer switches. This is a power tilt telescoping wheel. It does have a good amount of adjustability here. There is paddle shifters, real metal paddle shifters here. Your turn signal stock and one over stock is going to be there. This is how you put the GLS into reverse. You just put your foot on the brake and switch up. As you guys can see here, Mercedes is known for having one of the best backup cameras in the industry here. It can show you different angles around the vehicle, of course, because this is a large vehicle. You click down for drive, and you click up for neutral or reverse, and you click the little button here for park. It does have adaptive cruise control, stability control here. You can also set the suspensions for sport, sport plus, comfort. Also, this is for the drive mode selector here. It shows you the sport, also sport plus. That opens up the baffled to give this thing more of a deeper growl. This also has comfort, individual, slippery and also a trail mode, but you won't be taking your GLS off-road because this thing stickers for over $100,000. It does have adaptive air suspension, so if you're going off-road, this thing will raise and lower itself. Of course, over here there's more of that matte finish wood here with the air vents. My Tesla does have the two 12.3-inch displays. I showed you guys this interior, I showed you guys these infotainment before. It does have the MBUX system, so you can say, hey Mercedes, hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
do you like BMW?
I'm sorry, can you say that again, please?
Tell me a joke about BMW.
I'm sorry, but I can't help you with that.
Well, normally she will tell you a joke or whatever the case is, because I've seen it on other reviews. This thing does have massage functions here. You can also get a massage as well. There you see seat comfort, the ambient lighting inside this interior. Like I mentioned, Mercedes has one of the best ambient lighting systems here in the industry. You have multicolor. You can have a green. You can customize the color here. You can get 64 different colors. There is going to be heart buttons here for the dual climate control. This thing fits my bottle of water just fine. You can also has the cool and heated function. So if you have a cold drink, you can keep it cold. You have a heated drink, you can keep it hot. Looking here, there's two USB-Cs here for the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that my Tesla has, but I don't have my USB-C port here. But there's a 12-volt here, a wireless charging pad. There's more of that matte finish wood here. Of course, you can close this back if you remove the water bottle or cup, whatever you have there. Looking at the key fob of the vehicle, I do like the dark copper finish here in the key fob. Nice premium key here. Lock, unlock, hazard. Also, you can open up the power liftgate back there as well. This is the trackpad, like I showed you guys. I showed you this infotainment system before. You can also access the cameras here by clicking this button here. It shows you around the vehicle. Like I mentioned, Mercedes is known for having one of the best backup cameras in the industry. Also with that top-down 360 view. As you guys can see, that's a nice, clean resolution. Looking here, you can basically access crooked things like your also the parking sensors, lane keep assist, also emergency braking and whatnot. So this is a quick button here to access the driver's assistance. And this mode here is for your favorites. You can have it set up to sound, displays and whatnot, navigation, radio, telephone. This also is to rest your wrist here, so you can use the trackpad. Most people are probably going to use this instead of actually touching the screen here, but the screens are beautiful. I like how they take up the whole dash here. There, like I mentioned, they're two 12.3-inch displays. Once you click this, it shows you the sand, trail, slippery, individual. This is for the stability control. You can also access it from the steering wheel as well. Like I mentioned, this thing does have adaptive suspension, so you can lower and raise this vehicle for entry height. If you have smaller kids, you can have it at its lowest setting. This is for the suspension. Also, you can open up the baffles there, so you can make this thing so you can hear the deep growl that it has. Like I mentioned, it's a 4-liter bi-turbo engine, which makes over 600 horsepower. The center console here is going to be nice and padded. It's double hinged. There's a USB-C port in there. It does have a deep amount of storage in here. The seats in here, they're supportive, they're comfortable. This is part of a package. They're a Napa leather package here. There's your AMG badge here. There are 3-level heated and cooled seats. The passenger also gets the same functions as well. The dashboard is going to be a nice leather dashboard, more than wood here. Open up the glove compartment here. Is a large glove compartment opening. It is lined with felt. And above, there's going to be LED lights throughout the cabin. And my Tesla does have this massive panoramic sunroof. Even the headliner here is going to have a suede Alcantara here. I do like the 3-spoke wheel design here, but Mercedes, they did a really good job with this interior. And of course, they never really disappoint, even on their entry-level cars, because Mercedes is known for having one of the best luxury interiors in the industry. To get into the second row here of the GLS 63, Mercedes does throw in the side steps here, or running boards here, to get inside. I'm only 5'8", and honestly, I really don't even need the actual the running boards here to get inside this vehicle, because you can lower and raise this vehicle. Like I mentioned, this does have the adaptive suspension. Looking back here, there's going to be 2 map pockets here. This does have your own set of climate controls. Over here is going to be 2 USB-Cs. There's a little compartment there, also with a household outlet. The floor back here is not flat, but you can definitely fit 3 people across. Of course, this thing sits up to 7 people. Pulling this armrest down here, Mercedes does throw in some storage, also with 2 over-engineered cup holders here. Of course, I do like that little gimmick that Mercedes throws in. And above, my Tesla does have a panoramic sunroof to let some light into this cabin. But overall, the back seat is not a bad place to sit. But let's hop into the third row of the GLS. So to get into the third row here of the GLS 63, Mercedes makes it pretty easy here. They put this little button here to get into the third row so you can have access, and everything is done by power. The front seat, as you guys can see, will slide forward. My Tesla does have these running boards here, with honestly, you don't really need these running boards because if you have smaller kids, you can have this vehicle at its lowest setting. Like I mentioned, it does have adaptive suspension. But getting back here into the third row here, Mercedes makes it pretty easy, like I showed you guys, to get back here. Honestly, I'm 5'8", I have plenty of headroom here. I wish the panoramic sunroof would have came into the actual third row here. There's the suede Alcantara headliner. The air vents are up top here. There's going to be 2 USB-Cs back here with cup holders as well. The materials back here are going to be a soft touch material. Over here you do get your own set of charging ports as well. These seats, they're really nice. They're just like the front and second row seating. Nice leather upholstery here. They're part of a package. But honestly, the third row is not a bad place to sit. I do have a nice view here from the third row. Once that seat will be pushed down, if you had kids over 5 feet tall, they can definitely sit back here and enjoy a long road trip. As you guys can see, I have plenty of foot room underneath here. My knees are not touching the seat back here of the second row. But overall, the third row is not a bad place to sit. Neither is the second row as well. So I have the hood open here for the 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLS 63. Let's see what powers this thing here. This has Mercedes-Benz 4-liter V8 bi-turbo. It's turbocharged. It has a 48 mild hybrid system. It makes 603 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission. And as the GLS sits, it weighs 5,900 pounds. And Mercedes said you can tow 7,700 pounds in 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. That is impressive for a car that nearly weighs 6,000 pounds. Fuel economy is rated at 14 in the city, 18 on the highway, and 16 combined. Honestly, if you can afford this price tag of the GLS 63, you don't really care about the actual fuel economy. And shout out to the person in Germany who handcrafted this beautiful AMG engine. So start off in the 2021 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLS 63. This has Mercedes-Benz 4-liter bi-turbo engine. It makes 603 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission. Mercedes says you can tow around 7,700 pounds. So just in case you wanted to tow a couple of jet skis, you can definitely do so. My Tesla does have adaptive suspension, so the thing rides pretty well if you have it in its right comfort setting here. Visibility out of the GLS here is really good. Good commanding view of the road here. Like I mentioned, this does have adaptive suspension, so you can lower and raise this vehicle. So if you had smaller kids and you wanted to have an easy access for them to get into the vehicle, you can lower the car as low as it could possibly go. If you have taller kids, you can have it at its highest setting. Steering feel, no, but it's not playful in a sense if you have it in comfort mode here. Visibility here, like I mentioned, it's really good. You have these good side mirrors here with blind spot monitoring. It does have emergency braking with the road cross traffic alert. It does have Mercedes driver's assistance, which is a really good driver's assistance with adaptive cruise control. Like I mentioned, it does have emergency braking, and this thing will stop and go for you. Like I mentioned, this has the company's 4-liter bi-turbo engine, so it's handcrafted by someone in Germany. And this thing has a rocket type acceleration, so your kids will never be late to soccer practice or any after school activities if you're looking to put this thing as your daily driver. Because if you can afford this thing, you don't care about fuel economy. Fuel economy, really quick, is rated. That's telling me that someone's in my path. But fuel economy is rated at 14 in the city, 18 on the highway, and 16 combined. The thing stickers for over $100,000, which is eye-watering. So if you can afford this, you can afford the fuel. You can afford to fill this thing up. Which honestly, this is a thirsty beast of a SUV. This thing competes with the BMW X7 Alpha, I forgot, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, or the Alpha, something like that, but it does compete with that, and also the Cadillac Escalade. But Cadillac does not make a performance version of the Escalade. It just comes standard with the 6.2 liter that makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. But with this making over 600 horsepower, this basically does compete against the BMW X7 Outplane. I think that's how you pronounce it. But this thing is a true family hauler. You can sit up to 7 people. My Tesla does have the bench seating, and also you have the 2 jump seats in the 3rd row there, so this seats up to 7 people. Like I mentioned, you put this thing in a comfort setting. You can cruise on the highway, rack up highway miles. You can also put your family stuff in the cargo area. Mercedes says you get 17-ish cubic feet of space. And honestly, this thing rides really good if you have it in its right setting here. This thing does have rocket type acceleration. I tested the GLE 63S, and this has the same motor or powertrain underneath the hood here. But this one, the GLS here, weighs 5,900 pounds. Of course, that GLE was way lighter. But I'm gonna put this thing into its sport mode here. You can either do it from the switch here, put it in Sport Plus. I'm gonna hold the accelerator and I'm gonna hold the brake and hit the accelerator. Yeah, Mercedes says 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds, and honestly, I definitely can believe that. This thing shifts so quick. This is paired with a 9-speed automatic. Mercedes is known for having a really fast shifting 9-speed. And the exhaust sounds freaking amazing. So if you had kids that were always crying and you don't want to hear them cry during a long road trip, you just put this thing in sport mode and hit the accelerator, and your kids will definitely be quiet. But this thing is a true rocket ship. I'm gonna do another acceleration run just because we can, and I'm having too much fun here. But I'm not gonna floor it this time. I'm just gonna hit the accelerator. Oh my God, talking about having fun. Honestly, you would legit have fun in this 3-row SUV. Like I mentioned, it has rocket acceleration. The interior here is beautiful. Of course, Mercedes is known for having one of the best interiors in the industry. And you guys hear the exhaust, it's popping, it's cracking. And like I mentioned, the transmission is beautiful. It's paired really good with this engine. Like I mentioned, it's a 9-speed automatic, really fast to shift. Like I mentioned, fuel economy is not this vehicle's strong suit, even though it's paired with that 48 mild hybrid system. Like I mentioned, 14 in the city, 18 on the highway, and 16 combined. That is not great fuel economy, but if you can afford this GLS here, 63, you don't really care about fuel economy. What the hell is going on over here? What the hell is this? Look at all these damn birds. Ugh, what is that? That looks like a, oh, it's a possum. Okay, you guys better move. I don't want to hit nobody. This bird. Move, move. Oh man. The seats in here, they're comfortable. They're 3-level heated and cool seats. They're part of a package. They're part of the Napa leather package. Honestly, I would recommend going for them. They're aggressively bolstered. Like I mentioned, this thing is a rocket on 4 wheels. You get over 600 horsepower here with 627 pound-feet of torque. And it's paired with that beautiful 9-speed automatic transmission. But I know I said that was gonna be the last acceleration run. I'm like, honestly, I can't. Like, this is too much fun. Like, your kids, I'm telling you, your kids will never be late to any after-school activities, soccer practice, ballet, anything. Oh. Like I mentioned, that 9-speed is so beautiful. It's paired with this handcrafted AMG engine. Like I mentioned, it's a 4-liter bi-turbo. It makes 603 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque. This is truly a rocket ship on 4 wheels. Like I mentioned, your kids will never be late to any after-school activities. You will never be late to a date. If you're going on a date with your spouse, you would never be late because you can always just put your foot to the floor. If you have a prior history of speeding tickets, this thing will not be the best option for you because you will always want to put your foot into the throttle. Trust me, like, this thing is too much fun. And honestly, Mercedes, they built a true rocket ship on 4 wheels. So after spending time with the 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLS 63, this thing has rocket acceleration, also with an S-Class interior with high-tech features. So how much does a GLS 63 cost? Starting price for my tester is $132,100. This has some optional equipment, which rolls in the AMG Napa leather seats, which is $250, including the AMG 22-spoke wheel locks. My tester here has an as-tested price of $138,300, which is eye-watering. That's a lot of money from Mercedes-Benz. But if you have money to play, this thing definitely has your name all over. So I'd like to give a special thanks to Mercedes-Benz of Cutler Bay for providing me with the 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLS 63. If you're in the market for a GLS 63, you can come to Mercedes-Benz of Cutler Bay and ask for Lewis. He'll get you into a new, used, or pre-owned vehicle. Hope you guys have enjoyed my full overview on the 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLS 63. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at DriveOnReviews, and please keep subscribing to my YouTube channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video.